So this collection of songs, this album, was done over a 2 to 3 year period, and it was a period of somewhat upheaval for me. So that was kind of the grist for the album. I worked out of my studio in Rancho Santa Fe. I'd write the demos and shoot them to Mike here in Colorado, and he would listen, critique.
So we would take it and then work with some excellent musicians that really make the show happen.
Blake Everhard, Christian Teal, and then we introduced Steve Cooper.
And I said, man, can you do some orchestra for me?
Tremendous arranger.
And that's what he loved to do.
I mean, that is the single that we're featuring. My first grandson, James, was born prematurely in Hawaii, actually in Kauai, North Shore, Princeville. It was always kind of depressing to go back to the hotel because you didn't know what tomorrow was going to hold. I heard a party going on down below, and there was like a little street thing going on, and at the same time a bunch of fireworks started going off. And I had this kind of gut feeling that this is going to turn our way. But that was the genesis of the song.
And there's that pause in the final verse, and the final verse is upbeat because it's a positive message at the end. That was huge.
So that song means a lot to me, and I think we put our best foot forward on it. So the first song on the album is Sun on the Boats, and that song was written every morning at my beach house. I would get up very early and have my coffee, and when the sun would come over the back of the house from the east, it would hit their lobster pots, and they would glisten on a nice day. And it just kind of the lyric came to me watching these lobstermen do their thing every morning when they get their lobster pots.
Yeah, and when I first heard it, that's kind of how I imagined it.
And then the next one is Maidens, which is, if you listen carefully to the lyric, is somewhat of a controversial topic. And I'm not making a value judgment. I got to see my fair share of plastic surgery, both females and males, chasing that elusive fountain of youth, which they never do find. Just asking a question, you were a pretty person. Why did you do this to yourself? What are you chasing? And then the next song on the album is Unresolved, which is the title of the album. And the title of that song and the album came at the very end. We were sitting here with Cooper.
We were trying to figure out how to finish the song.
Right. And when song has to, song starts in do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, it always, 99.9% of the time it comes back to do. It resolves. Well, Michael wasn't going there with that.
No, you guys kept going back and forth.
He's like, hey, you're not ending on the home key here.
Well, the beauty of it is when you said the word unresolved, because it was you, even though he was talking about it, that's when I said, that's it!
Because the lyric is about unresolved relationships and feelings. Again, I lost my father in 2014, and then I lost my mother in 2016. I basically was her caregiver for a year and a half. My siblings helped a lot. I discovered very quickly that she had dementia, which none of us knew. So For What Purpose is kind of what I saw in a year and a half before she passed. She was in a nice little place near me, but she wouldn't interact with any of the other people there. Her world closed in quickly, and that song, that lyric, For What Purpose, is kind of what I saw her live through for a year and a half, so it means quite a bit. And then the last song is the last one we did, the last night, about leaving. I think everybody can relate to that over time, if something isn't right, you have to go. They made it a nice way to end the album. It's kind of cool playing with all these guys again, or having them play on my stuff.
Well, there's just a lot of talented people around. Everybody we've used is really passionate about what they do. And boy, when they come in, they give more than 100% on everything they do.
Yeah, I really appreciate all of them.
That's what's cool about music. People contribute, and out comes something that you just wouldn't have imagined.
I theoretically write these songs, but everybody who plays on them writes them. That's just the way it is, because we give them creative license, and they wouldn't be as good if they weren't on all of them.
And I've worked on them, and I didn't know what some of, I mean, I knew kind of what they were about, but I had a different take on them, you know? So now you're telling me
That's the beauty of it.
the actual beauty of it. I'm sitting there going, well,
Maybe
I have my own
maybe
thoughts
we should
about
throw
that.
this thing in the can so everybody can keep
I was
guessing.
sitting there going, you know, you should take the Bob Dylan route and just go, I don't know, what does it mean to you?
So I got asked a couple times recently, well, why are you doing all this stuff? Why did you go to the trouble of creating that album, packaging it? Why are you doing all the social media stuff, which I've never done? Why are you going to try the radio? And the answer is the same one I gave 5 years ago after the last album. I just want to get the music out there. I like having it out there because, like you said, it puts a smile on somebody's face. If it makes them reflective on something, that's awesome. And it's out there, and it'll be out there forever after I'm long gone. I'll just keep writing songs and putting them out on the website, and hopefully people enjoy it.